2 crossovers followed by butterfly dribble.
Come on, you got this.
It's no longer outside. It's inside the atrium at the United Center, but the Jordan statue still stands strong as we get set for the 40th McDonald's Boys All-American game. To his last year for him, he's on his way to Missouri. Plenty to talk about tonight, and off we go for the 40th annual boys game. And here is Trayvon Duval on cue.
And we talked about if he gets this thing started off the way that he does and goes at it competitively, I think everyone will follow suit.
Out of Oak Hill Academy. This is the aforementioned Sexton with a beautiful switch.
He has the right tools to be able to get him there.
Avery Johnson is the number 5 recruiting class in the country for an improving SEC. What a pass by Sexton! Folding one. State, Billy Kennedy at A&M. Those guys have really elevated the level of the SEC, and obviously they had 3 in the Elite 8 this year.
I was about to say, I'm not sure if they elevated it or if it was South Carolina, Florida, and Kentucky this year.
5 reach, as Jay talked about, very fluid and graceful, has a lot of physical gifts, not the polish, but a lot of gifts.
For Bill Self once again.
Yeah,
he goes there. You could talk about Bill Self and company getting their 14th consecutive Big 12 regular season title. That's ridiculous.
Duval to Sexton to Carter to Bamba, and a foul.
I'm going to ride with that. I'm just saying, and you two are too young to even be having that conversation, especially without even involving me in it.
Well, the other night I felt bad about throwing the word old by him. He's with our Quint Kesnick.
Colin, Jay Williams talking about your energy level. How would you best describe it tonight?
I just want to come out here.
You've always gave your mom a lot of credit. Well, what's her reaction to this opportunity?
Actually, she was very excited because she almost started crying because most people don't even get the chance to do this. And then how hard I've been working the past like a year to show people like
order the last several years. UCLA has put together a fabulous class.
But as we talked about, there are 6 undecideds in this game. That ranking is not over. Some of these classes are going to go up and others going down simply because it's
recovered nicely for the jump shot for Brandon McCoy, another undeclared. Here is Robinson, the future Western, and now playing for Stansbury at the collegiate level next year.
And he could possibly be the best athlete on the floor, and that's saying a lot. You know, at 6'11", but that's already his 2nd dunk in this game, and heavily recruited by his godfather. We talked about Stansbury, but Shammond Williams, of course, who we all know, 91, you're 98, Jay's 99. I know my game was really competitive. It wasn't about the show. When you were playing, was it a competitive game?
It was very competitive, mainly for this reason. Michael Jordan's records, trying to take care of your body, trying to stay ahead of the game, and the league is really, really good at trying to learn how to keep. The ones that want to go to college will go there and be there for a long time.
And as a veteran, of course, in the league now, and I remember how it was.
Honestly, they're the reason why I still have a job. You know, because you need a veteran that you can count on. The player development is not the same. Normally,
be very strong.
Oh, well, this is the thing. You got to enjoy it. I don't mind kids that want to go straight to the league or guys that want to leave early. But I think sometimes or get your ring, because he was on our team at the beginning of the year. And I told him, I was like, Mike, there is not a person on this planet I would rather have watching me.
I got nothing but love for you. Yeah. Hey, I was going to ask you, RJ, real quick. How do you feel like, I feel like when we go back to school, when we had to make our commitment, I didn't care.
When you start to see Kevin Durant do that, you see guys doing that in different levels, that's just something that you're going to see younger players emulate.
It's guys that would make that decision to go too early and not end up being in the league very long. So I'm
nervous playing in front of a pro NBA scout, a college coach, or maybe an NBA player who's sitting courtside here tonight.
Tight. It has to be very tight-knit. We kind of have to be one. We got to be united.
dunk that. Hey! Let's go, Lonnie.
He just doesn't block shots. He'll block shots and keep the ball in play. That's a skill. That's an awareness that not a lot of elite bigs have.
Allen at Texas, and he waited pretty much until June last year. And you're talking about a young man who's trying to gather and you're still trying to gather information to make sure you make the proper decision. I think that's the route to go, and Mo Bamba's definitely doing that.
Tough take by Hands, and a great follow by Paul Biancardi, our director of national recruiting, told us, but got the MVP at the Adidas Nationals, and from there he has become a McDonald's All-American. Porter, the #1 player in the country.
Is that something that you can learn? And I think for him, he has to continue to learn how to say, and articulate this. I need the basketball and be more a little bit demonstrative offensively.
And I believe he'll actually get that asked to do even more than what most of these guys are going to have to do in their freshman year in order for Missouri to be successful.
Sexton off the glass for Bamba. Recruiting class, and they have some pieces coming back.
Colin Sexton showing off a bit of his pass. I believe he's made a concerted effort to become more of a playmaker. As you see, to see who is there. We assume that Fox, Monk, and Bam Adebayo will be in the draft. But outside of that, Bam is a 4. You're talking about 2 guys that can protect the rim and allow his perimeter defenders to get up in passing lanes. And if they did get beat, you had someone behind you to protect that rim. I think that's what Kentucky missed this year.
There is
DeAndre Ayton. He can play alongside Dusan Risic down low. Once again, another formidable front court player for Arizona. Arizona's going to be tall, long, but a lot of things still coming about. Is Kobe Simmons going to leave? Is Alonzo Trier?
Orders there with the shot clock off. MJ Walker trying to dish it inside, and the run out. Sexton for Carter for the 15th.
Talked about him competing, and because of his energy and his effort, you see the East getting out on the break.
Sexton throwing it up top, and it's slammed down by
Johnson has an absolute star coming this way, and is showcasing his passing ability right there, having a little fun, but still what he's not. I mean, he's still a big-time scorer and a big-time slasher with elite athleticism.
And we didn't see what he did early in that position. College basketball, because as a 6'9" small forward, in college, you're going to have to play against zones. You're going to have to play against a 6'2" 3-man trying to get up underneath you. But when he goes to the NBA, he'll play against a guy like rarely look at Sindarius Thornwell, who has probably been the player of the NCAA tournament this year, carrying his team to the Final Four, not solely on his back, his captain accountable for not operating the way he should in that position this year for South Carolina.
They were undefeated for a long time with Thornwell in the lineup, and Frank Martin said has been intact. Every national champion except for 2 has had a McDonald's All-American on its roster.
At what level would you have to play to depart for the NBA?
Oh, you definitely got to play at a high level. You know, versatility. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Quinn. Appreciate it. Kevin Knox at the rim, able to deny DeAndre Ayton, and Bamba throwing it.
So special, and the reason why he is the #1 point guard in the country, because he can do all the things necessary.
That was a great feat as well. And Florida State's got to reload a little bit. Xavier Rattan-Mays going to the NBA draft. Jonathan Isaac.
Dwayne Bacon.
Those 3 guys are planning on leaving.
And Kevin Knox, one thing that doesn't turn 18 years old until August. He's the youngest guy out here. And when you look at
guys, when they choose to go to these schools, like if that's Michael Porter Jr. and going to Missouri, knowing that everything is going to be on your shoulders to do everything. We've had that multiple times now with Ben Simmons at LSU, with Markelle Fultz, who's probably going to be the
fast break. Sheer athleticism for Knox. And
look at that. That's a beautiful pass right there.
X was delivering that pass, and you saw Sexton, hey, you got to go here. You got to move this way. That's some of that leadership you were talking about. Ayton with the easy dunk from the future Arizona.
Top 25 player in the 2018 class, and he probably should be higher than that, but he's a special player as well. So, again, for him to be able to go there, and, of course, there's a need.
Trae Young missed it. Ayton unable to cleanly follow. And Sexton slithering past Billy Preston.
Also, well, early in the game, Billy Preston's looking to see, is he going to drop it off? What's he going to do? And before you know it, he's in the air finishing the basketball. My goodness. Wow. I mean, he is oozing with talent. No question about it. Hasn't always been the most consistent guy, but he has all the tools to be a special player. We haven't talked much about P.J. Washington, but, you know, both of his parents played at Middle Tennessee State. I joke with his dad, Paul, who's his coach at Findlay Prep.
How does this game compare to maybe the way you imagined it would be?
I mean, it's all I imagined it to be. You know, everybody's very physical. Everybody's very level out here.
When you describe your strengths to people who've never seen you play, what's the one thing you
going to see in the game? Guys are not in a rush anymore to make a decision. They're going to wait to see who decides to leave and then what's going to be the best fit for me.
Right now the West with a 7-point lead. Michael Porter Jr. is on the...
In spurts, it's difficult?
Yeah. You get kind of cold sitting here on the bench for a little bit, so when you got to go in the first couple of minutes, you're trying to get warm. But, you know, we're playing good and hopefully we get the win.
In Arizona, he might have a chance next year.
Here comes Richards to Wilkes.
Chris Wilkes.
Floriton, but he's going to the Pac-12 as well. On his way to USC. That's the nephew of Ed O'Bannon and the son of Charles. Looking for Wilkes, and well defended by Hands. Future teammates battling right there. And hands blows by Green. Kicking it back out for a 3. And it's knocked down by Gary Trent.
You talked about what happens at Duke, and does Grayson Allen go pro? Possibly Trayvon Duval if he makes that choice to go to Duke. Does he have the platform to be able to put himself in position to be a one-and-done guy?
Well, they're going to win a lot of
Star game here in Chicago since 2011, and this city has done a wonderful job of hosting this event. McDonald's has given away.
Trae Young ends up with the ricochet, and it's stolen away by P.J. Washington.
Showtime. Oh.
Duval got held up by Trent. Comes the West up by 2.
How do you not pass that? How do you not pass that?
Shots, you got it when you get your
It's been a while since we talked about him. Yeah,
get another one.
Hey, you wanted your shots too, man. We were talking about this. As Young knocks down, getting these young men in line, in rhythm, in concert together this week.
And Jay, here we are, under 4 minutes. No more media timeouts. Now we'll see, will these guys go out and compete and see who can win this game? That's the way that he's getting him. Offensive rebounding, crashing the glass, also has 8 boards, and it hasn't been just about the show. He's actually had some substance to his game.
I'm going to wait to see how the last 3 minutes of this. I'm trying to guard Michael Porter Jr., and I like that. He's actually staying down in the stance, and he wants that challenge.
And he just put in 2 to cut it to 6. Hands from the baseline. 3. Bamba flies in for the rebound. He's had a strong night with 15 and 5.
Cannot tell you how active Bamba is. He is everywhere on the court.
He's had 4 blocks. He's the number 1 point guard, Duval. Arizona, Baylor, Duke, Kansas, Seton Hall in the mix. Ricochets to Carter. Off to Bamba, and it's a 2-point.
Virginia situation. You better not dribble the ball at the top of the key for 40 seconds.
You better get a shot.
And then take a 3.
It is Sexton. Driving on hands. Sexton to the rim. It was blocked by McCoy.
Ooh, no goaltending.
No goaltending called. It will stay at this end of the floor. Duval, the trigger man. Throwing it up for Bamba. Thrown up by Carter. That one will not count from Bamba. And the West survives with a